All right, here we go. Rex Ryan is going to go on the spot here with the Cowboys and the Eagles yesterday as we take another look at some of the struggles. And Rex, let's talk about where the Eagles just fell apart early in the game. Again, this is their first possession of the game, and they're turning it over.
You got to secure the football right there. The linebackers did a great job. By the way, not pictured Sean Lee. He played as good as the other kids.
And then that would lead to this creative offensive play calling and an early touchdown.
It is. I love it. You're running a dive option here. You got the numbers in your favor. It's a great play call.
And then next possession for the Eagles. Again, this is a huge game. You can't start this way.
DeMarcus Lawrence was a monster. Hey, he heard you loud and clear, Doug Peterson. He was ready to kill you, and he did.
And that would lead to this. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in. So the Cowboys, before you can blink, have a 14-0 lead off 2 turnovers. And then the story continues. Wentz there.
Yeah, that's just, hey, those things happen every once on a blue moon, but it's just the kind of day it was for Philly.
They happen on nights when you get blown out like this, and Dak Prescott turns it into a score. He had a big night. Zeke was great. Amari Cooper was great. Cowboys avert what would have been their 4th straight loss with a statement win. And so, Rex, here we go. The trivia question is for you. They didn't lose a 4th straight game. Only one team has ever lost 4 straight games during a regular season and gone on to win the Super Bowl that year. Do you have a guess?
I do have a guess. I'm going to say, look, we went 5 straight games without scoring an offensive touchdown. The 2000 Ravens, that's going to be my guess.
See, this is hilarious. You were on the staff. You're not the answer. No, that's not right. It's the 2011 Giants.
Hey, there's been a few things. No way. Is that right?
It's the Giants. They lost 4 straight from week 10 to week 13 and wound up winning the Super Bowl.
See, our defense still found a way to win the game.
Your defense lost 3 straight, did not lose 4 straight. Hembo says thank you for playing. L.
Dan Orlovsky got that one right. He did. You never get it right when it's your
Dan had the
turn.
wrong year.
He never gets it wrong when it's your turn. Knowing from experience is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. I do want to keep it going with the Cowboys. How do you think that the Cowboys offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore's experience from college benefited his team yesterday?
Yeah, it showed early, and it was the first 3rd down. I want everyone to see kind of the unique play design that he got into. This is the 3rd and 2 to Tavon Austin. And I want to break it down play by play. So if this was just a zone read, right, where Tavon Austin, pretend Tavon Austin is not part of this picture.
Okay.
If this was just our zone read and you had Tony Pollard going there, what would be bad about this play is this defensive end could then take away Tony Pollard if he gave it to him, and the play would be dead. And then if Dak kept it, well, Rodney McLeod would be right there and the play would be dead. Well, all right, well, imagine if we, again, Tavon Austin is not part of this picture, and instead of going zone read, we went with just a speed option. It's just Pollard and Dak Prescott. And what would happen again is that defensive end would take away Dak Prescott, and then Rodney McLeod would be right there to take away Pollard as a pitch guy. Now, what Kellen Moore did, which what we see some stuff in college, is pay attention to Tavon Austin right here and the motion he brings, and watch the impact it has on Orlando Scandrick, the guy who has him in man-to-man. Wherever Austin goes, he has to go, okay? And so now what they've done is given Dak a triple option. You gave him a give key, if you're going to give it to Pollard or not. That defensive end crashes, okay, that is my give key. I'm not giving it to him. Now you've given him a pitch key, or Rodney McLeod's right there. He's your pitch key. If he takes you, Dak, you're going to pitch the ball to a triple option guy. So he takes Dak, and Dak pitches it. Now watch the space. Because of that motion, remember I told you, watch that motion pre-snap, what it did for Tavon Austin, and the space that it has created. Orlando Scandrick has Tavon Austin in man-to-man. And in the triple option offense, it's about getting angles and space. The space that was created because of that motion pre-snap, you gave Dak a give key, you gave him a pitch key, but then you gave your pitch 15 yards of space against the man-to-man defender. We see that play all the time in college football. Very rarely, if ever, have we seen it in the NFL. Awesome job by Kellen Moore.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they can continue the momentum, because it was an offense that looked really good to start the season.
Come on, we're a high on Monday morning,
and now here we are back at wondering if they have figured this out right at the ship. I seem to think they have, Greeny.
All right, let's get to a team I think we're not paying enough attention to. Those are the Lions fans letting you know what they think of the officials, and understandably so. But these are the Vikings, and they look like a different team since Kirk Cousins got called out by members of his own team. That's a dime to Adam Thielen.
Well, I love the aggressiveness of the throw. That ball is up over 2 defenders. You said it, Greeny, an absolute dime on the run, a courageous throw by Kirk Cousins.
He would get hurt, by the way, on this play. Thielen Woods got a hamstring. There'll be an MRI today. That's a big deal because they're really humming right now. Speaking of humming, Marvin Jones Jr. was ridiculous yesterday. This is the 4th touchdown of the day that he caught. This was a really good game, back and forth. Lions went for 2 there, didn't get it. So now in a 5-point game at the end, I love the Vikings giving Cousins the chance to win it.
This is the change of this football team over the last 3 weeks is the confidence from the play caller to not only allow Cousins to throw it, but throw the ball downfield. And then Cousins rewarding that play caller with big completions.
And then they still have this guy, too, Dalvin Cook, putting the punctuation on it here, taking it in for one of his 2 scores on the day. He ran for 142 yards. Cousins threw for 337 and 4 touchdowns. He is, let me read this specifically, the first quarterback in league history to throw for at least 300 yards with a passer rating of 130 or more in 3 straight games. Those come directly after he was criticized by his receivers. That's obviously not a coincidence. What's happened here?
Adam Thielen gave Kirk Cousins his rocks back, man. I mean, like, that's the truth. Like, that moment, Cousins was not playing confident football up into that moment. He was not being courageous with the football, and he was super kind of, I don't want to put this ball in harm's way. And ever since Thielen kind of said some things and was outspoken, he has become much more willing to throw the football downfield. And it's not, you know, when he apologized to Thielen, I called it weak sauce. And it's not weak sauce anymore because he's balling. If he's going to play at this level and they're going to run the football like this team's going to be really difficult to beat. I love the fact that they're getting in 2 and 3 tight end sets. They're running the football out of it, and then they're using the play action pass out of it. I want to throw this number out because this is insane. Because I talk about run to pass balance, and they're the best in the NFL right now. When the Vikings call a run play, and then the very next play, they call a play action pass, Cousins is throwing for 19 yards per attempt. 19 yards per attempt. That is run pass balance.
I got to say this.
Yeah.
The message wasn't to the quarterback. The message was to Zimmer. And that's what's lost in this. Nobody talks about it. They added, he got his rocks, back or whatever. Well, the other guy got him off. And the funny thing is, that's the deal. They, like, to me, the cutoff, by the way.
Yes, I know.
But
I know what you meant.
To me, he sat back and said, no, let the players, we got enough players here. We can throw the football, we can run the football, and let us do our thing. And that's what they've done. Okay.
Yes. That was extremely well said. I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say
really well said, wasn't it?
It was. Let's just go on to something. The point that should be made is the Vikings all of a sudden look like a really dangerous team in a very, very good NFC. Help.
I was going to say, Greeny, it's safe to say you want to just get up and go, right? 49ers improved to 6-0 after shutting out the Washington Redskins 9-0 in the pouring rain. Dan, where do you rank San Fran among the NFC's elite?
Yeah, they're right up in the conversation for top 2 or 3. I still think the New Orleans Saints are the best team in football right now and certainly the best team in the NFC, but I would put San Francisco at number 2. Dominant defense, good enough offense, and to win a game in these situations or conditions on the road, really important for them to get that win. They're the second best team in the NFC.
Speaking of dominating, Falcons' Devontae Freeman threw a punch at Aaron Donald yesterday, and then Donald picked him up and lifted him in the air like he was a toddler. Rex, just why?
No,
why?
Are you kidding me? Now, when you get your feet lifted off the ground, that's when not only do you say, hey, listen, where's my buddies at? Run away. Don't do that. Nice punch. It doesn't quite get there. And then you get lifted off the ground, run away. Don't even go to the locker room, run out of the stadium in case he comes and sees you.
Don't take a shower, just go home.
Go home.
And in NBA news, the Lakers ruled forward Kyle Kuzma out for the season opener against the Clippers tomorrow night. Kuzma's recovering from a stress reaction in his left foot that was suffered during USA's basketball training camp in August. It's unknown how much of the regular season Kuzma will miss. That could be significant. A SportsCenter with Stephen A. Smith Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pelicans debut without Zion. Why Stephen A.'s concerned. LeBron, AD, Kawhi highlights and reaction to the battle in L.A. and an all-access pass the Celtics and Sixers. Stephen A. has you covered. It's SportsCenter, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Still ahead here, Aaron Rodgers has the Packers rolling. Are they the best team in the NFL?